Hey, good morning. Welcome back to the channel. So if you have not liked and subscribed and clicked the notification bell yet, and you like learning about agriculture and life on a family farm, go ahead and do that right now. This video is going to be about the sprayer. It's going to be a little bit different though. So one of the things I never mentioned in any of the videos about the sprayer yet is that it doesn't have high range. So it only has a low range. Top speed's about 10 miles per hour. So last year that was a bit of a challenge. We do have about 13 miles between parts of our farm. The speed limit on the highway we go between those two farms is 65 miles an hour. So it's a little bit scary only going 10 miles an hour on that 65-mile-an-hour road. So I've been looking for a trailer in the meantime. I don't know if we're gonna rebuild the range or not. I don't know even what that entails. I have absolutely no idea. But I would like to have a trailer for it. And so I've actually been able to find a trailer. The problem is that it's about 16 hours away from where we are right now. So we're gonna journey out to get that trailer. Scary part is it's the middle of winter. We got to go across I-80 in Wyoming, which anyone who's ever traveled that road in the winter knows that it can be a real bear because the wind blows so much in Wyoming. So we've tried to pick a window where the weather is decent. It's not going to be great. There is going to be some wind, but I hope we can get out and get back in a timely manner and not have the road closed down on us. So there are a few things we got to do in order to be ready for that and get the pickup prepped. One of those is I got to get my sled deck off. This is the hitch that I'm going to be using. This actually belongs to my nephew, so he's not using this right now. So one of the unique things about this trailer is it's a little bit of a hybrid between what you might think of more something you'd pull with a pickup compared to something you'd pull with a semi. When I get it home, it will always be pulled by a semi, but I'm going to get it with a pickup. And one of the challenges that I needed to figure out was where to mount the rails for the hitch on this bed. Semi-trailers have different depths for what's known as the kingpin. That's what goes in here. So the kingpin depth is the distance from the front of the trailer to where the kingpin sets. And so different types of semi-trailers will have different depths. And so that's an important thing for me to know because I just don't want to mount the hitch too far forward and then this part of the trailer is going to stick too far up and I won't be able to turn or handle the trailer as well as I should. So the salesman that I'm working with was able to let me know that the kingpin depth on the trailer that we're getting is 30 inches. I'm just got to get this rail where I want it and get it centered and square and drill a couple holes. Okay, so as I've been looking through the footage, I did an absolutely horrible job documenting this trip. So I'm gonna have to improvise a little bit here. So our first night, we ended up staying in Rock Springs, Wyoming, right here. That was about a 4.5 hour drive. We left about 7:30 at night, so. And in the morning, we got up and left Rock Springs and drove all the way to our destination of Wamego, Kansas. That was about a 12-hour drive, and this is kind of the route we took, not exactly, but we did drop down towards Denver and then across I-70 all the way across the rest of Colorado and into Kansas and across all the way to Wamego. Got to Wamego, the hotel was full, so we had to go back to Manhattan, Kansas, and that's where we ended up staying the night. So we drove to Wamego in the morning, and while they were doing the paperwork for the trailer, we went and checked it out and made sure everything was what we thought it would be.
Welcome to Wamego, Kansas, where the slightest breeze makes your lips want to fall off. Brett and I have been outside working, getting this trailer's lights to work so we can haul it back home, and we have not even been outside that long, and I'm cold. My fingers, my toes, everything.
I will say by far the best part of the entire trip, this part of the drive, just that the back roads and the state roads and the county roads that we drove through to get up north to I-80, by far the best part of the drive. There is so much of this country that we miss when we just stay on the interstates. So I think if you want to see like a lot of cool stuff, then get on the back roads and get off the interstates. That would be my advice. Made it up to I-80 in Nebraska, and then we drove all the way across I-80 in Nebraska. We stayed in Cheyenne that night. We were in Cheyenne, Wyoming, wearing my mask just to document that this is being taken in the age of Corona. We've been wearing these a lot on this trip, as you can probably imagine. It's like a drop deck trailer. It looks pretty funny, this gap between the back of the bed and the drop deck, doesn't it? This deck was way bigger than I ever thought it was going to be, so it's going to be awesome for having water tanks up there for the sprayer. Here's our hitch, and it worked out great where we ended up mounting it. These corners never really even get close to the headache rack, so that's really good. Here's our adapter that we built. So it adapts from a 7-blade connector that plugs in there, and I bought 10 feet of cord, which I'm glad I did, to a 7, and then it adapts to a 7 round up here. And we did have to switch a few wires around to get the lights working on the trailer, but all of the lights are working on the back. This trailer, so real close to 11 feet wide, which has made it pretty interesting getting around certain places. Driving through Cheyenne last night to get to our hotel was pretty interesting. And then we got up pretty early in the morning and drove all the way home from Cheyenne. We had to go a different way home because we can't go over to the Jackson Pass with a trailer. So we went to Little America, and just after Little America, you turn and head north up through like Cokeville, Wyoming, and back into Idaho through Montpelier and Soda Springs, Lava Hot Springs. So that's where we went. Then we came home.